I have been only knitting for a year and a half. I have officially started knitting in November 2024, I think. I was super stressed because of the exam I was having, and I needed something to vent my frustration into. So I started knitting. You would expect that in a year and a half, which equals 18 months. My stash is probably not too big, right? Like, you can't really collect too much yarn in this short period of time, right? I probably only have like some leftover yarns, maybe a few special yarn skins here and there. That would be an assumption. Unfortunately, I am an ADHD hoarder with no power of will. So somehow throughout these year and a half, I accumulated an amount of yarn that required me to actually buy a used cupboard to store my yarn, because I was running out of all the bags I could legally have around my apartment. To make things worse, at some point I started running out of place inside my cupboard, even though it was already quite big for the amount of yarn I was planning to store in it. Some of it happened because of sweater quantities of yarn, dress quantities of yarn. This is acceptable, but I have so much random yarn that I thrifted or got invented or got gifted by my friends that my stash is a complete mystery to me. I tried documenting all of my stash yarns into my Ravelry stash, and I did a good job with it, but there's still a lot of yarn that is not inside because, for example, it's some indie brand that doesn't have like official Ravelry listing. So I was just, I can't be bothered to deal with the situation. So a few weeks ago, my husband and I have moved to a new apartment, which means that my cupboard with yarn inside was moved from one place to another. So after moving, it created a whole chaos inside my cupboard because all the yarns got, pretty much mixed in together and everything. So even though I didn't have a lot of structure of how I was storing my yarns, it still became too chaotic even for me, which says something. So today, because I'm feeling spring cleaning vibes, we're gonna go through my stash, try to sort it out, and maybe find some yarns that I can let go of because I, for example, know that I won't use them and they were like mispurchased or I didn't like them or something. So welcome to the adventures inside my stash. Before we begin, I would love to thank all of you for subscribing to me after the last video became a bit more popular than usual. I'm very thankful to all the people that subscribed. We now have 200 people subscribed to this channel, which is crazy to me. And I'm very sure I will disappoint you with my content because it's not as interesting as the piracy video. I don't usually do essays or do them rarely, but I hope that maybe you will like some of the content I do. So thanks again, and now it's time to grab a beverage of your choice and dive right into it. It was quite a workout, but now we're here. This is all the yarns from the cupboard. I'm not bringing the yarns that I'm currently working with because I can't be bothered. And I'm already tired because some of the shelves are very low. And as you can see, someone is a little bit overweight and not that sporty. So for me, it's a task. So it's literally a workout. You might think there is no structure whatsoever of what is lying on the sofa right now, and you would be right. The only things I actually, while I was dragging all of it here, the only thing I did do is I placed all of my salvaged yarns here and the cone that was here beforehand, but ignore that. But basically these are the yarns that I have unraveled thrifted sweaters for. Some of this yarn, for example, this black, is going to be used very soon because I have a project that I unraveled it for. It's a Bifurka vest by Teti Lucak. So this one is gonna be used up, the black one. I also have some blue cashmere and I haven't decided what to do with it yet because I lost a lot of yarn from that sweater because it was not exactly perfectly sewed in together. It was pretty much impossible to unravel without having like very short strings of yarn. So I don't have a lot of it here. The same with this cashmere, also from an unraveled t-shirt. I am obsessed with this color and I really did not want to unravel that short, but it was like half of the body had holes from moths who were eating on it, so I had to save it somehow. So unfortunately, I only have 2 balls of this color, and while I'm obsessed with it, I have no idea what to do with this small amount of pretty much lace weight yarn. I think I will use it with like holding with something or hold it double end with something because it's super thin. But in my dreams, I want to find this color of yarn in some big brand that does yarns because I absolutely loved how this color looked on me, but I wasn't able to find a direct match in the yarn stores I have been to. And ordering online is always a color Russian roulette because you never know what you're actually gonna get. So these ones are still in my thoughts and prayers. So these ones don't need sorting, they are all staying. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go through every single yarn and I will divide them in multiple piles. One pile will be for rewinding because I have a lot of like small skeins or scraps that I haven't wound up, that I didn't do the winding of. If you don't know English, just pretend. And because of that, they either unraveled or they are all super like mixed up together and tangled, or they're just like not easy to store in the cupboard, so they take more space than they need to. And all of the scraps also were just like hanging out as a pile, and I want to actually sort them into plastic bags because some of them are wool and I don't want to risk my yarns being contaminated with whatever wants to eat it. So, and I'm thinking of either I will sort them into yarn weights. I can't be sure like 100% what weight each of these are because it's like a mess here. But like fingering plus lace plus sport, decay, heavy decay, and worsted slash iron slash chunky bags. Or maybe I will do it by color. I'm not sure yet. I'll see how much I have of each and I'll see. So one pile will be just like stuff that I need to rewind again. The second pile will be the yarns that are winter related. So wools, alpacas, everything warm and everything that I could use in summer knitting, but also would not reach immediately if I went to my stash. So my plan is to kind of hide the wrong season yarns behind the current season ones because it will help me, like motivate me to use the yarns I have in front because I don't need to see the yarns that I know that I'm not gonna use right now. And the third pile is gonna be summer related yarns, so cottons, linens, silks, everything like that. It doesn't mean that I only use these yarns for summer. It doesn't mean pretty much anything. It's just how it's gonna be easier for me to find yarn for specific projects that I'm planning. So let's go through the fun part.
This video is sponsored by my latest pattern design, Parrot Love Beret. Yarn kit and pattern are available through the link in the description.
Okay, here we have Elise by Permin. It's a cotton cashmere blend and I only have 1 ball of it. I bought it just to try it and I still don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but it is something I'm gonna use for sure this summer, so goes into the summer pile. This is Unling Sophistica in a dusty light blue. It is cotton and linen. I got it as part of a vintage order that I remember. My problem with it is that last year I tried to make a lot of summer garments out of cotton linen viscose blends from Sandnesgarn Line, from different cottons from different brands. And I realized I absolutely hate knitting with 100% plant fibers. Like, everybody knows that it's harder on the hands, but I realized that it doesn't make me happy even when the result is cool. So I prefer to use summer yarns that actually have some animal fiber mixed into it. So for example, I absolutely love cotton merino by Knitting for Olive. It's 70% cotton, 30% merino, I think, I'm not sure, but I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. So if it has some stretch from the animal fibers in it, I love it. 100% plant, even though I know I'm gonna love wearing it, but it's gonna be a pain in my to knit with it. And I only have one ball, even though I love the color, it's only one ball and it's 195 meters. So like a bandana or something like that. I don't know. I might use it for gift knitting because I don't like suffering for myself, but in order to make someone happy, I am more inclined to suffer through plant-based fibers. So for now, it goes into the summer pile. Here I have a few Senesgan line and toque line, and I'm very sure we're gonna find more in my stash, but of different colors and different color lots, because I used this yarn a lot for summer knitting. These two in particular are from, this is from Vinted order. This was like an additional one into a discounted bag of line that I got from a local yarn store, Gun Cafe Mazin, by the way, my favorite yarn store, just so everybody knows. My problem with these ones are that I'm not going to use them by themselves. They require additional yarn to make something of it, right? And even like keeping black for color work doesn't make sense because I never knit summer garments with color work because, you know, the whole idea of a summer garment is that it's thin and drapey, and color work kind of makes the fabric thicker because it's double layered if it's stranded color work. So I kind of feel like this one is not going to be used ever. So I think it's gonna go to the fourth pile that I haven't mentioned. It's gonna be a pile for either selling yarn on Vinted or donating it to the local charities. I think this one goes there. Now with toque line, which is basically a just like thicker version of line. I think it's Aran weight or something. Let me check the gauge on 5mm needles. Yes, this is basically worsted or Aran weight. Maybe even closer to bulky actually. I think it is bulky. This one, I actually think I know what I can do because when I want to knit a summer sweater, I want it to be breathable, but I also want it to be quite thick because summers in Denmark are not cold, but they are very windy. So I would prefer to have this amount of fabric in my sweater if I want to wear something against the sweater, against the weather. Against the sweater? There's nothing against the sweater that I have, I swear. So I think I'm gonna keep this one, the toque line in the color that is already not being sold, because smart decisions, they follow me. You know what? I should let go of it and just buy the colors that I will need, because this one is not even, it doesn't exist anymore. So I don't want to play the find the same yarn again from people on Vinted or on Ravelry who are willing to sell it. I don't want to go through it again. So it goes into the sell or donate pile. This is my cashmere with merino in it. It's a cone. I am already using it right now for a Winnie top, which you're gonna see in the next podcast that will go up either next week or in 2 weeks. We haven't talked about my projects for a long time. I have so many whips, you're gonna love it. So this one is a keep, and also I should probably not place it too far away because I'm actually working with it right now. I'm winding balls of this cone so that it's easier to carry with me. Same goes to this yarn. It is the one I'm holding with the cashmere merino one from the cone. It's from a gorgeous local brand called Gunpaletten, and it's 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And I'm holding it with the cone one, like this, to create the Winnie top by Lily Kate France. So this one also goes into working on it right now. BC Garn Lino. I got a huge bag of it from a thrift store last year, and I was super excited about it because it was like I bought it for super cheap and it was a lot of linen yarn and I was so excited. But when I got it, I did not yet know that I hate knitting with linen because I haven't actually knit any actual projects with summer yarns at that point. So I managed to sell all other colors that I got, and this is the only ball left, so I'm gonna just like donate it or something. Or I will add it as a freebie to the yarns I'm gonna sell on Vinted. I just realized I have 3 more linens from BC Garden because I actually tried to make a sample of my picnic bandana in these colors. And I absolutely hated knitting with it, so. And they are all tangled up, so I need to deal with that. So it goes into rewind pile for now. Next one is Drops Alpaca Boucle. I only have 1 bowl because I was using it for my Christmas jumper last year. Now I only required 1 of these and I bought 2. So it's just like an additional bowl. I can see myself using it for some either toys or just like a decorative part of something. So I'm definitely keeping it and I'm placing it into the winter yarn. Now I have 2 bowls of Iris by Permin. And I did not know that I still have them because I actually did not like this yarn. And you will be surprised because it's not because it has viscose, linen and cotton in it, but because I knitted up the swatch in these colors. I expected it to look kind of like a candy cane or something like that. Yeah, okay, for me it looked like someone had their period leak into their panties, and this is how it looked like. So I did not like it, but I found out that my new friend Anna, she likes red, and she doesn't have any emergency yarn for knitting when she runs out of your yarn on her current project. She really tries not to hoard yarn. But I decided to gift her 2 bowls of this yarn so that she can make herself something summery, like a bandana or something. I forgot I have 2 more, so I'm gonna give them to her so that she has more yarn, and I need to tell her that I have more now. I've got 1 bowl of Isea silk mohair and 1 bowl of Isea Aran tweed in these like blue and navy colors that are leftovers from my Constellation sweater by Azeta. I did not use them up. I bought too much, which is usually not the case with me. I usually play yarn chicken very hard, but so I have this amount of yarn for, I don't know, maybe some accessory, maybe a hat. This will go into a winter pile and I'll think about it closer to winter because this definitely is gonna be in used because I absolutely loved this yarn combo and the fabric it created, and I want to stick to it forever. I just don't have budget for it. Now I have 4 bowls of Round Petunia. I think it's 100% cotton. Yes, it's 100% Pima cotton, which is even cooler. I got it on Vinted because it was a summer yarn and I still didn't know what I was doing. And I chose a project for it, but now I realize that it's not enough for this project at all, and I don't think I can find this color. I will try to, but if not, I think I'm gonna use it this summer for either making a top out of it or like a bralette or something, because it has like even like contrast color for the light blues. So I'm definitely keeping it. I'm just not sure what exactly I'm gonna use it up for. 2 drops brushed alpaca silks. I was using them to make a turtleneck spiderweb-ish kinda sweater for my friend as a birthday gift. And I still have 2 bowls left, which is good. This is a very nice yarn to hold with something when you knit. I hate working with it like as it is, but as to hold with something, it works great. Like for the price, I don't think there's a better fluffy, soft thing you can add to your yarn to hold with it to make it more stiff fabric. Right into the winter stash. I'm sure I have another bowl of it, but I can see it, so we'll see when we come to it. Filcolana Pernila, I used it for Fisherman's Rib Sweater by Friday Knits, and I still have 2, maybe even 3 bowls left of it. Not enough for a full project, but this color, unlike a lot of the ones we talked before, it's not discontinued, so I will be able to get more of this color, and I actually love this color a lot. So I think I'm gonna just like buy more yarn for another project. It's one of my favorite yarns ever. Here I have 1.5 skeins of, I never know how to pronounce it, Shephes? 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 No idea. Basically the brand that has a Whirl Fine Art, which is a gradient yarn. It's 50% merino, 25% microfiber, and 25% acrylic. So basically 50% synthetics and 50% merino. Here's the thing. First of all, it's very pretty, and I already made a gift out of it. So like half a bowl went into a hat for my friend. My problem with it is that I hate knitting with it. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not a yarn snob, but I am very sensitive to a feeling of too much silkiness, aka being plasticky, in my yarns. I just don't feel comfortable knitting when the yarn feels too slippery on my fingers. I just don't like it, and I think that's okay. Also, it's very hard to find a project for this yarn because it needs to work with gradient and it needs to be seamless, because if you will attach your sleeves after, they're gonna be completely different color from what you were working on the body. So I think I will keep them for now, but if I don't find anything to do with them by the end of this year, I am letting them go, which is super sad because it was a gift from my best friend and I really appreciate it and I really like the color. I just have no idea what to do with it. Here I have a skein of Tinky Fibers in color Lucky. 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. Great yarn. I think, I have no idea. I thrifted it. And there's another ball of it somewhere in here that is already wound up. And it's one of these hand-dyed yarns that are pretty and you don't know what to do with them because you are afraid to make them not pretty anymore. But I have two of them, so it's 800 meters altogether. So I can actually make something wearable out of it, like a vest or something, or maybe a big shawl. I think a vest could be a good idea for it. I just need to think through what I need to do with it. I've been thinking for half a year, still haven't decided. If you have any ideas for this 50% merino, 50% silk for 800 meters of it, I will be very glad to hear your ideas. Please tell me in the comments. For now, it goes into, needs to be wound up. Let's unravel some of the bags. I tried to store my yarn in bags, but I gave up at some point. So some of the yarns are in bags, some are not. It doesn't really mean anything. Here I have a ball of Aran yarn from Aran, actually. I think it's, I don't remember the name of the brand, but my friends from Ireland gifted me some Irish Aran yarn, which is super exciting, and it's tweedy yarn as well. I had another one, they sent me both blue one and pink one. The blue one is somewhere in here because I used up half of it, but I still have all of these. Of the pink one with some bluish undertones. I'm not sure how well you can see them on camera, but it's gorgeous. I just have no idea what to do with it. I was thinking about making some kind of bolero or a shrug, but I didn't find a perfect pattern for it yet, if you know what I mean. But it's definitely a keep and it goes into the winter pile. One of my Ullings number 20 in this pink color. I need to find all of the others because I have a lot of them here. I thrifted some of them. I thrifted all of them, just in different batches. So I need to find all of them so I can store them together, but I'm definitely using it up. It's pure Shetland wool. It's very rustic, but I absolutely love it for projects that need to be sturdy. Love it. I made kitten catch mittens in it and no idea what this yarn is, but it seems to be blown alpaca and it seems to be not drops air, which is nice because I don't like drops air. I definitely need to wind it up though and to find what the hell it is. Because it's super soft, I love it, I'm definitely keeping it. I just need to work through what the hell it is. Speaking of drops air, I got this pretty ball of drops air that I got to make my friend a gift with back when I was starting knitting. And since then I started hating drops air because it's a pain to work with. So it's going to the sell or donate pile immediately. Oh! Okay, so apparently I have two more balls of brushed alpaca silk in this color, so I have 4 of them Interesting. Okay, it means I have 4 balls of brushed alpaca silk, which means I can actually make like a top or something. But would I want to wear it? Not so sure. But it's definitely a keep. No idea what that is. It looks like it might be knitting for olive heavy merino. It feels like it. It's wound up, so I think it was a leftover from something. No, I have no idea what it is, but it is woolly. I think it's merino wool, so I'm keeping it. I always use stuff like that. That could be a nice contrast color for something. Ah, my love. This is Juniper Moon Farms Moonshine in color Firefly. And it's the color that either discontinued, I just can't find anywhere. I wish I could buy a full sweater quantity of this yarn. It's my dream to make a particular sweater with it, but unfortunately I only thrifted 1 ball of it, and it's so soft and nice. It's my dream yarn to work with. It's so expensive, I can't afford it whatsoever, but I'm not even sure I'm gonna make anything with it for the future, maybe a few months, because I just love touching this ball. I don't want to ruin it. I know it sounds idiotic, but I can do anything with myself. I was thinking about making a beret with it and maybe a matching small scarf, but for now, let me just enjoy my baby. Oh, you're so cute. I like you so much, my soft little baby. Drops Cotton Viscose. I have no idea if they even produce this yarn anymore, but I found it in a thrift store and it's super shiny, so I just wanted to try it out. And I will try it out, I guess. Summer yarn. These two belong together. These are the yarns I'm gonna use for my new design that will come closer to autumn already. You will see why later, but these are definitely a keep. I feel like my mic is gonna die any minute, so if the sound quality suddenly collapses, I really can't do anything about it. This is Alpaca 400 from yet again, and there's supposed to be another ball of it somewhere in here, so I'm gonna look for it. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's a lace weight alpaca, perfect to hold it with something. I just don't have a matching yarn for it yet, but I have 2 balls, which is like 800 meters, so it's staying as lace weight yarn. No idea what it is. I do not remember this yarn at all. It feels very soft, actually. It feels almost alpaca-y. No idea what it is though, but the color is pretty though, so I'm keeping it. I think I thrifted this one at the thrift store, so I have no idea what it is. It's definitely wool. It's just super thin wool. I can actually, I think, combine this one with alpaca from Yatagan and make something fun. For now, definitely in the winter yarns. This is leftover superwash merino from Viking Garn, I think, or Merinor. No, I think it was Merinor. Either Viking Garn or Merinor. It's either what I was knitting my husband's sweater with, or what I used for my friend's scarf I made for her. Not my favorite yarn whatsoever. I could keep it to use as contrast white in something. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. White is good for contrast colors. Super cool silk merino yarn from Life in the Long Grass. We got it in Amsterdam last year, and this one was supposed to be something I will use to knit a gift for my husband, but he still hasn't chosen what he wants me to knit with it. It is so pretty though, look at it. I love it. If you have any ideas for something to make for a man that is not socks or hat or scarf and requires only 1 ball of yarn, which is impossible, but still, if you know something, let me know. Alpaca Air from Lana Grossa. It goes into keep, definitely. It's super soft alpaca. And I think now I know what this was. I think it was also that. So I have a ball and a half. A hat? I have a feeling it's gonna be a hat that I will give to someone. And I have a ball of Yatagan sock 4. It's just sock yarn. Nothing too special about it, but it's actually good I found it because I was looking for some sock yarn for myself. And for myself, I hate buying good sock yarn. So I actually can use it for myself. I love that. I think it's a very good find. Okay, I have some Unling number 3 that I also thrifted. And I think I didn't find a picture of it for Ravelry, so I'm gonna keep it to take a picture of it. I'm definitely gonna use it up. It's a very, very, very nice and lovely DK weight yarn. This is some cashmere that my gorgeous friend Anna from Fingernamed gifted me. And I still can't pick up a pattern that I want to use it for because it's too gorgeous. It looks like coffee and I love it. I have no idea what this is. I do not remember this yarn whatsoever. It looks like it's, I think it might be the same Uling 20 as this one because it looks very similar as a thread. But this one doesn't have any like tweed pieces in it. And this one is like very tweedy. It has small white flecks. I'm not sure if it's the same yarn, but I love it. It looks very nice. I did not know I owned that. This is what my problem is. I never know what I own. I'm keeping that. Unling number 1, it's my dream. I thrifted the whole bag of Unling only for this yarn, to be fair, because it's Angora and super fine wool. I'm just like, Angora is amazing. It's so soft. It's gonna be a scarf for me. Oh, here's another number 20. Okay. And another number 20. And another number 20. Now I'm pretty sure this was number 20. They look exactly the same tweedy like this one. The yarn, I have no idea what it is because I did not have any yarn band, but I feel like it's also Angora Merino from Unling. Keep. Wool plus cashmere from Unling. Keep. Another number 20. Fingering Merino from Unling, also from the same thrifted bag. So it's very soft. I have no idea what to use it for yet, but I'm gonna use it. I love it. I can never record a video without anything malfunction. My mic died and after that my phone died, so I guess I did play for you like the footage that doesn't have any sound on a high speed or something. Knowing me, I probably did something with the footage even though it doesn't have any sound. I'm crafty. But at least I got some lunch, so that's good. Now I'm less hungry. Let's continue. Some alpaca lace from Isair, definitely keeping. I actually thought I was supposed to have another ball of it. I don't know where it is. Some brushed alpaca silk and green, always useful. Some leftover sock yarn, always useful. Some more pink yarn that I have no recollection of. I don't even knit with pink. Like, I don't remember making anybody anything in pink. Oh, some leftovers of Sneefnag by Camarosa from the hat I made for my sister. It's so soft and so expensive. I'm keeping it at least as a memory. Some cashmere I used for a band for myself. Drops air. Ooh, that I'm definitely not gonna keep. It's Skepias or whatever it is, Calista, that I made my picnic sweater in, and this yarn can go to hell. I swear we've been breathing cotton from this yarn for months after I was done with the project. It has so much cotton flying out of it. It's crazy, it's insane, but it's super soft though. Some pink yarn that I also have no recollection of buying, so I suppose it was also in a thrift collection. Feels like wool, but it's very, very thin. I will keep it, and I think I'm gonna add it to the main stash because it's quite a lot of lace. Some leftover mohair, absolutely random white. Oh, that's polyester. That feels like polyester. That goes away from my stash. Ooh, leftover Unling number 4, I think, the finger and weight one from the Advent project I was making from the Fika shawl, and I actually love this yarn. So even though it's fingering, I'm keeping it. And I think I'm gonna hold some kind of a second thread with it to make it fluffier. And I will make a scarf for myself. That's my plan for now. I have zero idea what that is. I can't even tell by touching. I know it's something natural, doesn't feel like polyester. No idea, but I don't see any reason to let go of it because it feels like wool. Some leftover knitting foil of heavy merino that I actually need because I'm gonna use it for color working pigeons on my husband's socks. I will try to duplicate stitch some pigeons. He loves pigeons. He hates pigeons, but that's the joke. Mofilkalana piranila. Some more mohair from drops that I absolutely hate, so donations. Oops. Some orange boucle that I forgot I have. I forgot I have some more of it. I made some gifts when I started knitting for my family. I'm keeping it because it's a fun thing I can combine with other fun things. And some more Filicolana Piranilla. And you know what? Other than the yarns that I have in my working area, where I have yarns that I use for the current projects and some yarns from sweaters that I'm currently unraveling, so like kind of work in progress zone. Other than that, that's it. It does look like complete chaos right now. Oh, wait, there's another ball. What are you? Brushed alpaca silk, but a very small amount, so in donations. So I have a huge pile of winter yarns, a very small pile of summer yarns, which means I will need to do some shopping for summer yarns in the summer if I want to have some more proper summer yarns to work with. I have a few ideas of yarns I want to try, which is exciting. Here I have quite a few, actually, like 3 or 4 balls of yarns that I need to rewind, so not a lot. A huge pile of stuff I want to donate, maybe a few balls of yarn that I want to sell, but like for a very, very small amount of money and as a package altogether. And definitely some yarns that I need to add into my Ravelry because I can see a lot of yarns that I have no recollection of adding into my stash on Ravelry, which I should do before putting them away. I hope that this video will make me feel accountable and I will actually do this because I'm very sure that my friend Anameda will watch this video and she likes to watch my stash. So if I don't update it, she will know that I lied. That's about it. I think I will reorganize the scrap yarns into weights so that I can easily add them as color work to other projects I will be working on. I will need to think through some of the yarns in this main pile because some of them don't have any ideas of assigned projects for them, which is not something I am happy about. As you can see, my biggest problem is that usually in my stash, it's like 1 or 2 skeins of yarn. So it's not enough for a project that is not like a hat or a scarf or something super small. And I'm usually only excited by projects like that. So, I mean, projects that are not like that. Projects that are actual like big projects. That's what excites me. So my thoughts on my stash right now are that most of these yarns will require me to buy something to use it up with as contrast colors, as, for example, finishings, as something to hold with another yarn. I'll have a lot to think about. Sorry for quite a chaotic video. I just had to do it and I thought, why not film it if I'm still like gonna do it? So it was not a planned video, let's just say that. I hope it was at least somewhat interesting for you. I definitely feel like it was something very useful to me because I can see the amount of yarn I will now donate that was basically taken space because it was mispurchases or yarns I don't like and stuff like that. That usually happens when you begin a new craft. So this could happen. It's not a bad thing that it happened. So if you have the same problem with like having yarns that you absolutely hated when you got them, just know that it's okay, and there are other people who did the same, and that's also the part of the learning process. Now, a year and a half later, I am much more confident in my yarn choices and yarn purchases because I know what I like now, and I stray away of things that I expect I'm not gonna like. Does it mean I don't buy too much yarn? Absolutely not, unfortunately. Just this week I bought this cone of alpaca merino silk that was not in my plans, but now I have it and I'm very happy. But yes, I will continue buying yarn, but I will try to focus on buying yarn that will let me use the yarn I already have. So I will not only need to think about projects themselves, but also about yarn combos with something I already have. It is harder, but I think it's worth it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, you might consider subscribing to this channel, pressing the like button or comment down below. You might also consider following me on Instagram, where I share more real-time knitting content, or on TikTok, where I post goofy videos about knitting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I love how I started off with having only like acrylic yarn from a supermarket to having multiple yarns with cashmere in it, not knowing what to do with said yarns with cashmere in it.